Today, we're discussing Kindle Unlimited, Amazon's subscription service. You might be considering it and wondering if it's worth it. I'll share my experience, research, and thoughts on this service. If you want to try it, you can decide at the end. I'll cover both pros and cons. Let's dive in. Let's start with the basics. What is Kindle Unlimited? It's a book subscription service like Netflix, but for ebooks. You get access to a vast catalog for a monthly fee, can download up to 20 titles at once, and there are no due dates. Before we get into the details, let's quickly review what this type of subscription is. Basically, think of it as a book subscription service similar to Netflix, but instead of offering you series and movies, you get access to a vast catalog of ebooks for a monthly fee. You can download up to 20 titles at the same time, with no due dates as long as you keep your subscription. This service costs $9.99 a month, or whatever the equivalent is in your country. However, they do offer a free month for you to try it out. I'll tell you right now that the service may or may not be worth it, but each person has a different opinion and different taste when it comes to these types of issues, because you may like different literary genres, different languages, which is something we'll see later. And that's why I've left the link in the description in case you want to try out this service. You can give it a shot, and if you like it, you can keep using it, and then you can finally decide whether or not you want to stick with it. Now let's move on to talk about the advantages of Kindle Unlimited. First, there's the money-saving aspect if you read a lot. One of the main reasons to consider Kindle Unlimited is the savings. If you're someone who reads 2 or more books a month, this service could be a cost-effective option. Keep in mind that a digital book averages between $5 and $15. And in some cases even more, depending on the author or the publisher. Now, for just $9.99 a month or the equivalent in your country, you can read as many books as you want within the limits of the service. For example, if you read 4 books a month, you'd be paying about $2.50 for each one. Compared to buying digital or physical books, this represents a significant savings. But what if you're not a reader? This is where Kindle Unlimited loses some of its appeal, and we'll explore that further later. The second advantage is convenience and portability. Kindle Unlimited isn't just limited to use on a Kindle. You can access this service from any device that's compatible with the Kindle app. This means you can read on your phone during your daily commutes, on your tablet at home, or even on your computer. Plus, if you have a Kindle Paperwhite or any waterproof Kindle device, you can read at the beach, in the bathtub, or by the pool without any worries. Third, we have the advantage that you can try out new genres and authors. This service is perfect for readers who enjoy exploring new genres or discovering independent authors. One of the advantages of the catalog is that it includes a wide range of self-published titles that might otherwise go unnoticed. If you've always been curious about exploring genres like fantasy, science fiction, contemporary romance, or even personal development books, this service lets you do that without spending extra money on titles that you might not end up liking. Fourth, we have access to audiobooks. Another interesting feature of this Kindle Unlimited service is that some titles come with an integrated audiobook option. This is perfect if you like to listen to books while driving, working out, or doing household chores. Plus, you can switch between reading the book and listening to the audiobook, depending on what works best for you at the moment. On top of that, let's move on to the next advantage, which is advantage number 5. There are no expiration dates. Unlike traditional libraries, the books from Kindle Unlimited don't have a mandatory return date. You can keep the downloaded titles for as long as you want, as long as you have available space and continue paying your subscription. This is especially useful if you take your time reading or if you tend to read several books at the same time. And finally, the last advantage is that it's perfect for readers of specific genres. The standout genres on Kindle Unlimited are fantasy, romance, and thrillers. If you're a fan of these genres, you'll find a ton of popular and lesser-known options. For example, series like The Played Prisoner and books by Colin Houber are highly recommended by the reading community and are available on the service. Now let's move on to the downsides of Kindle Unlimited. First of all, the catalog can be limited depending on the country. One of the biggest issues with this service is that the catalog varies by region. If you live in certain countries, you might find that some popular books recommended on social media aren't available in your area. This can be frustrating, especially if you've based your decision on the experiences of other users. Secondly, not everything is high quality. Even though there are a lot of literary gems in Kindle Unlimited, there are also quite a few titles that might not meet your expectations. This is especially true with some self-published books, where the quality of the editing and content can vary significantly. Also, thirdly, we have to read it to get the most out of it. If you read fewer than 2 books a month, Kindle Unlimited might not be a good investment. Just like with a gym membership, if you don't use it, you're basically throwing your money away. If you're an occasional reader or go long stretches without reading, it might be better to consider buying books individually or using free digital libraries like Libby or Hubla. Fourth, there's the downside that notes and bookmarks aren't saved. A major downside for nonfiction readers or students is that the notes and bookmarks you take in Kindle Unlimited books disappear once you return the title. This can be a problem if you need to refer back to your notes in the future. Fifth, the catalog is dominated by certain genres. Even though there are millions of books available, most belong to specific genres like romance and fantasy. If your literary interests lean more towards historical fiction, poetry, or essays, the selection might seem limited to you. And lastly, authors and books can disappear. It is common for books by self-published authors to be removed from the catalog if they secure traditional publishing contracts. This means you could lose access to certain titles if you don't read them in time. Now I'm going to give you a quiz to find out if you should use Kindle Unlimited or if this subscription is right for you. Get ready to answer, but first I have to tell you that regardless of whether the answer to these questions is yes or no, I still recommend giving it a shot. After all, the first month is free, so you can try it out. If you don't like it, no big deal, just ditch it and you're done. You won't pay for it again. If you like it and keep it, then you just keep paying the monthly fee and that's it, you keep using it. But alright, let's get to the quiz. First, do you read at least 2 books a month? If not, you're probably not going to make the monthly subscription cost worth it. Second, do you enjoy genres like fantasy, romance, or thrillers? These genres dominate the Kindle Unlimited catalog. If your preferences are more specific, you might find the selection limited. Third, do you prefer physical books? If you enjoy the experience of reading a physical book more, Kindle Unlimited might not be that appealing to you since it's mainly designed for digital readers. And finally, you have access to alternatives. Free alternatives. Services like Libby and Hoopla, or even your local libraries, can offer you free ebooks and audiobooks. Look into these options before committing to a paid subscription. Just a reminder that I've left the link in the description and in the first pinned comment if you want to try out this service. See you next time. Bye-bye.